When you look at, again, the forecast, and I understand you're not focused on the markets, but if the markets
no,
price...
It's not that I'm not focused. We look at them. We look at what they say. We are attentive. But everyone has their job. And we cannot, sort of second guess what they will think that we are thinking that they are second guessing. Yeah. I mean, it's a catch-22 job, right?
But if the market is too optimistic about cuts, does it actually hurt
They're
your
not helping
transmission?
the fight against inflation by doing that.
I was going to ask you that. So it makes your job harder if they're actually mispricing what you're trying to tell them.
It is not helping our fight against inflation if the anticipation is such that they are way too high compared with what's likely to happen.
Is it too early to cry victory against inflation? How do you see it behaving?
We are on the right path. We are directionally towards the 2%, but unless and until we are confident that it is sustainably at 2% medium term, and we have the data to support it, I'm not going to shout victory. No, not yet.
How much is the inflation reduction thanks to your monetary policy, and how much of it is luck?
Yeah. No, I wouldn't call it luck. I think two factors have played a critical role, and it's the decline in energy prices that we have observed. Energy prices pushed prices up massively, and energy prices decline, of course, has a similar impact. So that's number one. Number two, the bottlenecks that we have observed as a result of COVID in particular, and which lasted quite a long time, has gradually faded out, and that also had an impact. More supply, more availability of goods. Second factor. The third factor is monetary policy, and it's undoubtedly been effective, if only to anchor inflation expectations, which we know is really important. So it has had an impact on inflation itself, but it has definitely had an impact on inflation expectations, which by all accounts and all surveys and all measurements have come down and are really now broadly onto that 2% medium-term target that we have. I know it's obsessive, 2% medium-term target, but yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, but at least it should guide the markets, right? I mean, it's good to be obsessive.
Well, if they don't know that that's what we are aiming for, then they need to have their head examined. That's for sure.
And then again, talk to me a little bit about wage bargaining. So again, is that going to be on the upside? And could that change, the timing of a possible rate cut?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned wages in general, wage bargaining in particular. And I'll go to that. But I want to tell you that there are three things that I'm watching carefully: wage bargainings, profit margins, energy prices, and hopefully not, but the coming back of supply bottlenecks. Those are four key components which could have a serious impact on the work that we're doing against inflation.